Hey everyone, it's Len at Lion Strong Athletics. The most underrated part of growing and building muscles is the strength of your brain. We heard it from Arnold and we continue to hear it from fitness pros and bodybuilders alike. Mind-muscle connection. Well, today I'm going to show you what that really means and how you can apply it to your workouts. But first, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our recent videos. Now, when we work out, especially if you're a beginner or just learning how to lift, we need to learn to lift actively, not passively. So we're going to go over 2 compound exercises and 1 isolation and show you how you can use your brain actively to grow your muscles. So we're going to go over this lifting with your brain technique for 3 exercises: a chest press, a squat, and a bicep curl. But let's jump straight into the chest press and show you how to lift actively with your brain and not passively, and what this means. So I'm going to demonstrate as if I was lying down with the barbell, and this is going to be my barbell here, this stick. Okay? So if I'm pressing like this, and my goal is to move the weight up and down, I am lifting passively. It means that I am not controlling which muscle is pressing for me. I am just pressing with all of them to try and get that weight up. But when it comes to growing muscles and when it comes to hypertrophy, we want to try to focus our energy into one specific muscle doing the work for us. So we're going to use a technique called pre-contraction. And what that means is flexing our muscles. As you can see, I'm going to flex my chest right now. I'm going to flex my muscle and then lift the weight. And this is telling my body which muscle I prefer to lift the weight with, and that way I can isolate and build whatever muscle I'm trying to target. In this instance, it's the chest. So instead of lifting passively like this, where my shoulders, my triceps, my chest, they can all work together to bring this up, what I'm going to do is at the bottom, I'm going to pre-contract my chest and then press and squeeze my chest as I come up. So what this is going to do as I contract and press is it tells my body to push more through my chest and to push less through my triceps and through my shoulders. For example, if before on a passive press, I was doing 33% from each muscle group, my chest is lifting 1/3, my shoulders 1/3, and my triceps 1/3. If I can pre-contract and then press, my chest might take 60%, 70%, and that way we can hammer it more by isolating, and we can have more stress on that particular muscle so that it will be the one that grows. Okay, so I'm going to put this down and hop into the bench here and show you what that looks like. So as I lift the weight up, this is me lifting passively. So right now, my muscles are sharing the force. I can probably crank out 100 of these. But if I lift actively and I flex my chest and push and bring it down, flex my chest and push, I don't think I'm making over 25, 30 this way. Flex, push. Flex, push. Now, a great bodybuilder to go watch and see do this is Chris Bumstead, the champ. You'll see him as he presses, his chest drives up to the roof and he flexes his muscles to initiate the movement. And that's how he gets it to isolate so well. So start with this pre-contraction, target the chest or whatever muscle you're going for in that movement to maximize growth and isolate. Now the second exercise we're going to go over is a squat. And lifting with your brain in a squat, we can determine which one of the muscles we want to work and which one we want to focus on for hypertrophy. Now we have 2 main movers for a squat, and that's our quads and our glutes. And when you're lifting passively in a squat, I might not know which one's doing the work. They might be working even. I might have more through my quads. I might have more through my glutes. But if I'm wanting to specifically build one part, say I'm going after my glutes, That means I can control that with my brain and tell my glutes to take over and change that 50-50 into maybe a 75-25 or an 80-20 maybe. So what I want you to do, and you can do this with me, is get into your squat stance, go down deep into the hole, and now at the bottom, I want you to try and squeeze and contract your glutes and then press up through them. I know it's a funny technique, but driving down, squeeze your butt, and then press up through your butt. And when I do that, my glutes take probably 70% of it, and my quads are only doing 30. And I can feel that. And it's a great technique to pre-contract at the bottom if my goal of this exercise is to build my glutes. But what if my goal is quads? I can do the exact same thing. I can sit in the hole, I can squeeze my quads, and then I can drive up through them. And now my quads are taking 75-80% of the pressure, and my glutes feel almost like they're resting, if I'm honest. So I'm using my brain and I'm using pre-contraction to determine which muscle is doing the work for me. And in using that, I can build them better because I can isolate what I want to target. The last exercise we're going to go over is just a simple bicep curl. And again, I want to show you what pre-contraction looks like and when to pre-contract on an isolation exercise. So with a bicep curl, I'm just going to demonstrate one-armed here so that you can see. And moving passively, that means I'm just trying to pick up the weights and drop them. I am having bicep work here, okay? And it can lead to lots of growth. But if I want to maximize, I want to be contracting that muscle and then lifting through it while I keep it contracted. Now, the benefit of any isolation exercise with a pre-contraction is at the top, I get to flex and I get to squeeze that muscle. So that's exactly what we want to do. At the bottom, I'm flexing, I'm keeping that flex as I bring it up, and I'm squeezing that muscle, trying to suffocate it, and then I'm releasing back down. I want to keep tension, re-squeeze, and go again, big flex. Anytime you're doing this with any kind of isolation exercise, you want to be squeezing and flexing that muscle as hard as you can. That's going to maximize growth, and in this case, make your arms bigger. So, to maximize growth, lift with your brain. Pre-contract, flex, squeeze, move actively, not passively. Now, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. And if you're a beginner that's looking for a program, go to my website, lionstrongathletics.com. I have a workout Lion Strong 1 on there. It's structured and provides in detail technique on every exercise you need to do at the gym to learn.